Morning, guys. Todd here with rcOhio. Hope everybody's having a good weekend. I know I am. It's always coming to a close sooner than it should, though. I just had a couple things I wanted to go over. Some things that I've done to this Zenoa, and a couple parts that I've gotten, and that's about it. Just a short video, just to catch up with you guys and say hi and show some things. So, first thing, I know a lot of people have been doing stud kits for their headers on their exhaust and everything, and I've decided that I want to do the same thing. However, it's pretty easy to make a stud kit, so rather than order it, I didn't want to wait for it, and there's really no reason to pay for it. To show you what I did, how I did it. It's very simple. I'm sure other people have done it too. So, pretty much all I did was find 2 screws in my miscellaneous screws that were the correct thread pitch, and cut them. I just cut the heads off, cut them to length about 1 inch long, and I don't know if you can see. Probably can, but pretty much put a dab of red on them, without the header on, of course. Put a dab of red Loctite on each one of them, and ran them into the casting, into the cylinder head. Again, I cut them about 1 inch long, and leave right around a 1/2 inch hanging out of the cylinder worked for me. The way I got them in there was I started them by hand, and then I took 2 nuts and jammed them against each other, just a jam nut situation, and put a wrench or a socket on the outer nut and ran them in, snugged them in good. When you do that, make sure you don't run them in too far. On this side here, if you do, you run a risk of, I doubt it would hurt it, but you start getting into your transfer port. I'm probably about a 1/4 inch back from the transfer port. Yeah, so that's how I did that. They snugged in well enough without having to run them all the way in, that when you run the nut on to actually hold your header flange on and everything, it didn't actually turn the stud too. I did like to leave about a 1/2 inch out, just because I use nylock nuts with a flat washer, and obviously anytime you use a nylock nut, you want to make sure that your bolt or your stud is at least a little bit into, if not better. The better practice is to have it come past your nylon a little bit, so it can actually do its job and lock the nut. So yeah, that's that. I guess I'll just get into the parts part then. I got a few parts, nothing too crazy, nothing substantial. On the 5, I decided that I wanted to go ahead and change my color scheme. I started with an orange accent and everything, and decided that that's not the way I want to go. I wanted to go white and black. I got an idea for my paint scheme, and I'll be doing the paint pretty soon. So anyway, that said, I ordered some new bite lock rings, inners and outers from DDM. White. I know they won't stay white for long, but figured I'd start out like that. So they're white. The orange ones I got, I liked a lot. I like how they fit, and they seem very durable. Like the screw bed and everything is it's pretty thick, so when you crank them down, you're not seeing much of a deformity, and it doesn't appear that you're gonna crack anything or anything like that. So that's nice. So anyway, these are the white outers. Very, it's just a bead lock ring. So part number is DDM 110W. Sorry, those are the inners, not the outers. These are the outers, just a white outer. Part number is DDM 100W. That's them. Wasn't totally crazy about the stock air filter that comes with the 5. It's the same one that comes on the MTXL. I don't really like that one, so I went with a different filter. I'll see if I like it or I don't. But it's a TGN short stack uni air filter, the 1.75 height. It's a DDM part number AF289. Open that up and see what it looks like. Comes pre-oiled, you can feel that. So that's actually pretty nice. It's got the spring on the inside to keep it from deforming. Comes with a nice breeze clamp already on it, pre-oiled like I mentioned, and it's a TGN. See how that goes. Next up is got your standard MSD plug wire. I ordered an orange one, and after I ordered it I decided I wanted to change my color scheme, and I was just going to put this one in my stock and order a black one, and then I decided that rather than order a black one, I'd just do something with the orange one, because if I put an orange one in stock I'll probably just never use it and it'll sit around. So I just put this wire protector loom, I guess you'd call it, on here, and at each end put some shrink wrap on it, heated it up, shrunk it down. So that's that. I left that part orange because I wanted it to be raw for where I tie it into the coil, and that'll be inside the fan shroud anyway, so no, you'll never see it. Anyway, the standard one, and this is a Craftworks plug wire from DDM. The part number is EE825. I know everybody's got them. I've got them on all of my 5th scales. Maybe not all, most of them. Not a real big fan of this cheap looking wire with the kind of opaque looking little plug cap. So if I were a betting man, I'd say that MSD coil wire doesn't add any performance at all, but it's an aesthetic thing for me. So, and this is the really nice piece that I got, and it was a really kind gesture and a really nice thing. This came from a fellow YouTuber. Any of you guys that are involved in this hobby, if you don't know who he is, you've probably been hiding under a rock for a while, because he's the man. Really just super great guy, really good friend, very knowledgeable. He has turned into a good friend of mine over the past few years. I know he's befriended a lot of other guys on YouTube as well. He really cares about the hobby and cares about all of us that are in it. just does, does a lot to help everybody out and help the hobby as a whole. So this is from John from Bodogel. That's his channel, Bodogel. Again, I know everybody knows who he is, but this is his channel, his name. That's how you spell it. He sent me some stickers before, and then he sent me some new ones too, some really nice new ones. So this got some good stickers. That was really kind of him as well. Thank you very much, John. The part he sent me is the heatsink isolator block with filter from RB Innovations for this G320, because from what I understand, the 5, and it makes sense, the 5 suffers from heat problems because everything's packed so tightly under its lid. So you want to do everything you can to go ahead and keep the heat off of your carburetor. And so this is what he sent me. I know a lot of guys have it. Another YouTuber recommended it to me too, but it was nice. John gave me a call last week and said, hey, I really want to send you something. First part from Track Day Hobbies I ever got. It's a really nice part. Very functional, but it also looks very nice. So yeah, John sent me this. Thanks a lot, John. I appreciate it. Look forward to many more years of friendship and many more videos of yours. And yep, this is the RB Innovations heatsink isolator block with filter. The filter's for the diaphragm, as it pulls in a little bit of air right in a little notch underneath the diaphragm plate. This part number is I believe this might just be a track day part number, but anyhow, if you ordered it from Track Day, which I might even try to start doing, I'm sure they've got an online store. I've never looked at it, but the part number is RB1043. RB Innovations part number is IB2010. Again, thank you guys. Thank you, John, and thank you, Track Day Hobbies. I guess at this point, this concludes this video. I think I'm going to do a little wrenching this morning. We're supposed to get some nice weather here today. It's supposed to be in the low 50s, I guess, so I might get this thing back out and do its final little bit of run-in steps so I can tune it and start beating on it. Hope you guys have a great Sunday, and thanks for taking the time to watch my video. Like always, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them, and I will be happy to get back to you. Take care, guys.